Hello. I've been having problems with my GM automatic transmission in the past year. April of last year, it started shifting funny, and I dropped the pan off it, and the fluid was full of dirt. And I ended up contacting my insurance company about having dirt in all the fluids, like a couple of weeks after I bought the vehicle. And I sent the oil off and did a particle count on it, and it was just about off the charts. But when the insurance company come out and tested it, they said there's nothing wrong with it, which I find that hard to believe, but they didn't run the proper test on it. They did the wear metals, and there's nothing wrong with the wear metals. They're within normal limits. But whatever this stuff is, it's nonferrous, so it didn't show up on a standard oil test. I run the same test again about Thanksgiving of last year, and the levels was about, the particle count was reduced 4 times on all 3 ranges. And truck was driven about 300 miles in around Thanksgiving, and then it basically sit all winter. And I just run the test on it again, and the particulate count was 31 times lower than it was last Thanksgiving. And the only explanation was the addition of a specialized filter added to the cooler line. I'll insert an image of what that looks like. And I did a bunch of research until I found a hydraulic filter to run on that had the proper flow characteristic, and it was the tightest micron radian that I could get. It was actually some kind of, it goes on some kind of tractor. You know, I think it fits some certain models of industrial lawnmowers. In fact, the local store here had to order it in. They didn't even stock it. And that was kind of crazy when I get my lab report back, and the iron content was a fourth of what it was last Thanksgiving. And this vehicle was used to pull a trailer for about 300 miles out of the 500 miles it was run since it was last tested. Actually, the oil's in better condition this time than it was last time. Even the last time it failed an oxidation test. There's something definitely wrong with it. And I've had to change the oil in this transmission 4 times in the past year, and it's only been driven like 3,000 miles since it come from the dealership. And I'm really frustrated that the insurance company don't want to do anything about it. There's problems with the engine. There's problems with the power steering. There was something wrong with the coolant. There was something wrong with the brakes. But according to the guy the insurance company sent out, which he works as an insurance adjuster, he's a instructor for fraud cases is what he does. But yet he says there's nothing wrong with it. I read his reports, and I looked at the reports that they sent into the lab, and they lost my brake fluid sample. So that information was lost. Then they come back a month later, wanted to resample it, and I told them it's too late, the fluid's gone. And I got real frustrated with them. They basically denied my claim because they couldn't find anything wrong, or they didn't want to find anything wrong. And I had 3 vehicles that was ruined because of what somebody did, and the insurance says we can't find anything wrong, but they come out and tested clean fluids. They refused to come out within a week of when the claim was reported, and that was unacceptable. So I got a hold of the State Insurance Commission, and as soon as they got my complaint, that lady was on the phone the following day, which was I think a Monday, and the guy was here on Wednesday. Didn't even give me a time to be there. I'm back here for a minute. I told you that there was something wrong with the brakes, and when I picked up this vehicle from the car dealership, I told them there was something wrong with the brakes and they didn't fix it. So I went over to the GM dealership, gave them a key to it, and said to go pick it up and fix the damn brakes. So when they get it over there and they get it in the shop, and the tech said the brakes was scary on that thing. It wouldn't hardly stop. It just the rear wheels wasn't working at all. So they bled out the brakes on it and adjusted the rear shoes, and then the brakes was pretty normal. Taxed me about $200 to do that. And I told you that State Farm said there was nothing wrong with the brake fluid, or they lost the sample of brake fluid they collected out of it. But all I did is took a turkey baster, sucked all the fluid out of it, and as I did it, I kind of rinsed down the sides of the reservoir, and I put some filled it back up with fresh fluid, and just driving it a little bit in town, you could tell the difference in the brake performance. There was something wrong with that fluid. It was diluted with something. And that made an improvement. Then I ended up taking the master cylinder off, tearing it down completely, washing it out completely inside. And then I ended up pumping fluid to the lines, and the fluid that was coming out of the lines was like orange colored. It was just like nasty. And considering the braking system had just been bled out on it, there's no reason the fluid should even look like that. It should have been somewhat opaque. And this stuff was like chocolate colored. I mean, it looked like it was been in there like 10 years or something. So I don't know how the dealership bled that out, charged me for fluid, if they only added a cup to it or whatever. I don't know. But after I flushed all the lines, and what I did is I reverse flushed it. I started at the wheels and I pumped it out where the master cylinder connects. And that was to purge all the contaminants out of the ABS module. And then that after I put the system back together, the brake performance was astounding. It'd make your eyeballs stick to the windshield. And but yet there was nothing wrong with it. And I got the same problem with the power steering. I sucked the fluid out of it. It started working better by adding fresh fluid to it. I've changed it out about 4 times, and I think there's still some stuff in it. The same issue I've been having with the transmission. That dirt that was poured in it just keeps washing out. You put new fluid in it, run it a little while, add a little bit of solvent to it, and flush it out again. And every time I do this, I get a little more dirt out of it. And it's been a never-ending battle. And I had the same issue with my Toyota car and a Mercedes-Benz I have. Just put an engine in it, started it up, and the crankcase was filled up with dirt. The particle count on that was abnormal. I did the particle count on my Toyota engine. It was critical, and it caused some real damage. The compression on it was below standard. The dealership quoted me $3,500 to stick a junkyard engine in it, and I know the car isn't even worth $3,500. And it cost me over $1,000 to fix the brakes on it. The fluid in it turned to jello, and you could stand on the pedal and it wouldn't put no fluid out to the wheels. In fact, I took the master cylinder off and stuck a screwdriver down in the push rod slot and put half my body weight on it. It wouldn't go down. It was locked up inside. And when I tried to take it apart, I'm just beating the thing on the table trying to get the plunger out, and it's stuck. And when I finally did get it apart, the seals, there's 4 seals in it. The 2 in the center were hard. And it's just completely ruined, and it had only been in service about 6 months. It was a brand new master cylinder. The October before this happened, and this happened in April. So I've had to do a lot of work to these vehicles. The work was not necessary until after it was damaged. And after it was damaged, it just suddenly became a burden on me. I had two choices. I either buy new vehicles or I fix the ones I got. And I really don't want to go out and buy new vehicles. But it looks like I'm going to have to, because these are just totally screwed. And the guy that come from the insurance company, he rubbed the oil in his fingers out of that Mercedes, and he just had a sour look on his face, but yet their testing did not identify any problem with that fluid. And it had only been in the car maybe an hour at runtime. It had been started up, and it was loaded on a trailer, and that's all it had been run. And it's just sick the way these insurance companies treat people, and they tramp on people. They put their hand out and say, yeah, we want you to pay our premium, but if you do have a claim, you don't got a leg to stand on. This is what I have today, and I'll be back with something else later. Thanks for watching.